right, guys, happy Monday evening. It is our third week of the month, and I am super excited because we have a guest speaker tonight. So before I welcome Morgan to our team call, I am going to go ahead, share our screen, go over some quick announcements and a little bit of recognition to kick this off. So we'll start here, Success Club 10 board. Shout out to Kat. I don't know if she's on, but I actually saw her name on the National Wake Up Call this morning because she ranked advanced to 6-star diamond. I hope I have that right. But I was listening to that. I was like, oh, there's Kat. And their success leaves clues because there she is at the top of our leaderboard here. We've got Carrie not far behind her at 22, Amethyst, Irene, Val. I feel like Val, I'm very curious. Val's name is always on here twice. I feel like it has to show up under a secondary CBC or something, but it actually makes me curious every time I see it. That's a side note. Rachel, Courtney, Jennifer logging in here all at Success Club 10. So shout out to you girls. If you're on, shout, or you see somebody, shout them out, pat them on the back. Success Club 5 board. This list is growing. Just a reminder, if this is anyone's first team call, our Success Club 5, Success Club 10 boards that you see here on our weekly team call and that you see in the team page as well. And perhaps if you're part of another team that maybe your coach is shouting these out, these are our life changer boards. These numbers represent the number of lives that have been changed throughout the month of September thus far. So if you aren't yet on this board, this is how you get on here, is Success Club 5 or higher, which is basically helping 3 people a month get started as a customer and or coach in the business. So there's our boards there. Shout out to these 2 rock stars, Bethany Monroe and Lauren Thompson, 7 coaches and or PCs in a week. That is incredible. I feel like we're gonna have to see like a tag team live call or something to hear from these girls, what they're doing. But 7 recruited coaches, PCs in the last week. So shout out to those 2. That is awesome. If you didn't catch, there's an event in the team page that Andrea Rogers is going to be doing team calls, not team calls, but like network-wide calls for us tomorrow. So there's 2 different time slots that you can join. We do have our phase 2 mentorship program. So if you're a part of that, that calls at 7 o'clock tomorrow. So I know when I made the event in my team page, I actually just made it for 8 o'clock. That way it didn't conflict with anybody who might be on that other call, but both 7 p.m., 8 p.m., the Zoom link is in the team page if you want to catch that. But from my understanding and reading the write-up on this that I got in my email, this will be like a conversation with her. Like you'll be able to ask questions for her. She's also going to be live in the champs page later this week too. But this call, we should get some good information. Like the email that I got even said, like you can invite your customers to join it as well. So I'm super excited. I don't know who else is planning to do this one. This program comes out the day after my birthday. And those of you who have been around for a while know that I have a love of bar, and that is her style. So I'm very excited to dive into Sweat and Sculpt and switch things up once I finished Lift More. So this will be my next program for sure. And I'm very excited to hear what she has to say tomorrow night. Announcement from last week as well. There was a little update to our bottom body pricing. Carl was on the National Wake Up Call last Monday and went into a lot of information and detail into why this change was made and how it was made. And then the change was actually made effective last week. So there is now a price change with our bod and body combo together. So something, whether it's for you or for your customers or coaches, to me, I'm super stoked about this one right here. Bod body total solution pack for my new customers. I feel like you can't get a better value when you're getting your new customers started than that option there for $219. Like the fact that that's cheaper than the bod body used to be, and they're also going to get their nutrition supplements with that as well. So there is a full FAQ on that if you want to read through it. If you have questions, feel free to ask, but I feel like there's a lot of moving pieces with it, and there were a lot of things that kind of confused me, if I'm being honest, and my focus was, you know what, I'm going to go moving forward. I'm going to focus on this bod body annual pack at $219. Your promo code still works for that. So it's going to take it to $199 for that bundle. So That's going to be my go-to pick as I move forward. But that brings us to, let's see if there's any questions in there. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. So we have a guest tonight, and I am super excited that you guys get to hear from Morgan. Should make sure that she's on. Are you on, Morgan? I can take it out. Let me stop my screen share since you don't need to have that slide up for me. Do I see you, Miss Morgan? Actually don't. Let me see if she missed. Do I see her? Am I missing her? Morgan, you can unmute yourself. She's like, I need your Zoom. I swear I sent it to her. Hold up. That's on me, ladies. Hold up. Son of a gun. You know what? You can be 8.5 years in this business like me and still forget to send somebody a Zoom link, just in case you're wondering. Let's me pull that. So on that note, while I'm getting this over to our guest, how's everyone doing? How's your Monday? How's your Lift More? I feel like the Lift More results are flowing through. People are finishing that up. I have 2 more weeks. I'm on week 7. Mel's crushing out some invites, finishing out week 8. One thing I did not do well with this, I didn't do progress pictures throughout. Like, not because I did my day 1 pictures, but I feel like when it was rest day with this program, I just was like rest mode. I never like took pictures. I never did any. So at this point, I'll just do week 1 and week 8, but I like to do them as I go throughout. I dropped the ball on that one this time. I know lots of my girls, some of them finished up last week, some are finishing up this week. Another one finishing up week 8. I liked it, much to my surprise. I did not anticipate liking it. I am a bar girl through and through and could not wait for Andrea's program. There's Morgan. She's on. Hi, Morgan. That was all my fault. I'm like, let me see.
Hi, guys. I made it.
Oh, she messaged me. I never gave her the link. So my bad. I take full blame for that one. But we can move on now, guys. All right, I told you guys I was super excited to have Morgan on tonight. Her and I did a call swap. So one of the cool things is once you get past, I wouldn't say diamond, you get part of the corporate threads and corporate chat groups. And Morgan and I were in a chat group together, and she was looking for someone to do a call on challenge groups a while back. And I was like, I'll do a call on challenge groups. And she offered to do one back for us on recruiting. And she is a recruiting rock star. So get your ears open and pens and papers ready. She is a mama, 2 toddlers, 9-star diamond, 2-time elite, 1-time premier, 45 months in Success Club, success starter, 2-time national wake up call speaker, and the creator of Your Coach Bestie. So Morgan, you have the floor. If you need me to make you a co-host for the slides or anything, let me know, but I am so happy to have you here.
Yay. Thank you guys so much for having me here. Sorry, it took me a little while to get out. I was like, I hope she sees my message. I mean, surely she'll notice I'm not here. But it's fun getting to do team call swaps because I reached out in the corporate chat and I was like, hey guys, who is a rock star running challenge groups and recruiting on your challenge groups? Because that is so not my strength. And Megan reached out to me and we were able to switch calls, which is really, really exciting. And so I want to start by saying, what I'm about to share with you guys is just how I run my business. And maybe it's not how you run your business, or maybe there's things that you can take from this that you can implement in your business and maybe not. And that's okay. That's the beautiful thing about this business, is that we all get to run it differently. And so definitely take some notes. There's going to be some good stuff to share here, but I'm really going to be sharing with you guys how I show up on social media to recruit business builders, to attract myself to people who want to reach out to me and say, yes, I want to run this coaching business alongside of you. And so that's really what we're going to be getting into. So Megan, will you make me host so I can share my screen? Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Perfect. All right. So how I show up on social media to recruit business builders. Megan, thank you so much for introducing me. A little bit more about me. I've been coaching for just 4 years now. Have absolutely loved my coaching journey, but where I started is so different than where I am today. It's kind of interesting. For me, fitness was never my jam to this day. Still is not my favorite thing, but I do it because I need it. And so I found myself really interested in Beachbody. 4 years ago, I had just walked away from my corporate career to be a stay-at-home mom to my first baby. And what's funny about walking away from my career is all through my pregnancy, my job was like, so you're coming back, right? And I'm like, yes, of course I'm coming back. This corporate career is my life. I'm going to be climbing the corporate ladder for my entire life. One day I'm going to be female CEO of my Fortune 500 company one day, and it's going to be awesome. And then I became a mom and I held my baby in my arms. And while I thought I was going to be leaving that 12-week maternity leave to go back to work, when I held my baby in my arms, I just realized everything that I thought I wanted for my life was completely different. And so here I was, this once very corporate career-minded woman, now going through the motions of, should I stay home? Should I raise my babies from home? Should I go back to work? What should I do? Ultimately, my husband and I decided that we were just going to pinch pennies and make it work for me to be home, which was a really, really hard decision because at the time my husband was maybe making like $50,000 a year. I was now making zero because I left home, and it was really, really, really hard. It was a really hard decision to have me walk away. So here I am, this new mom, thinking stay-at-home mom life was going to be so glamorous and so exciting and so amazing. And I was just going to get brunch with my friends and snuggle my baby all day long. And I quickly realized that it was not that. I was quickly just kind of going downhill, spiraling in depression, and just all the things of walking away from community and now being home with this baby and feeling isolated, feeling alone, feeling like I had no one in my circle, and I was longing for something more. I didn't know what that would be, but I thought about, maybe I should join a network marketing company. I've seen so many women find success in this. And so I'm going to do some research. So I sat down with some women from Rodan Fields, and I sat down with some women from Young Living. And I thought that I was going to sign up as a Rodan Fields consultant. I thought it was going to be great and that I was going to be a rock star at selling skincare. And then one day I realized I struggle washing my face before going to bed. Like, there is no way I can sell $300 skincare when I even struggled to wash my own face before going to bed. And so then I put that on the back burner and was like, no, I want a career from home, but that's just not it. Meanwhile, I was following some girl on social media that I did not know. And I reached out to her because she looked happy and I was not. I had no idea what she was doing. I didn't know she was doing Beachbody. I didn't know what she was doing, but I saw that she was happy. She was enjoying her life being home with her baby. She was working out. She was getting fit. And so I reached out to her and I was like, listen, sister, I don't know what you're doing, but I need to be a part of this. It wasn't because she was drinking shakes. It wasn't because she was showing the screen of the Beachbody workouts and they looked so great, because y'all remember, fitness was not my jam. If she was doing that, I would not have reached out to her. But because she looked like she was living the joy-filled life that I truly desperately wanted in my life, I reached out to her. Found out it was Beachbody on Demand. I got started with 80-Day Obsession. It was really a struggle to say yes because I wasn't even sure if I was going to stick to it because I failed so many times at any other fitness program I've ever done. But within 2 weeks of starting 80-Day Obsession, I started feeling amazing. Like, I couldn't believe that, one, I had just stuck to a fitness program for 2 weeks, and two, how much better I was feeling in my mental space as a stay-at-home mom. And so I reached back out to her and I was like, hey, are you like making money doing this? Is this like an MLM or a network marketing company? And little did I know, she signed me up as a discount coach. So I was already a coach, and I started running with the business 2 weeks into starting 80-Day Obsession, and I've not stopped running ever since. And the reason I like to start this presentation with sharing my story is because I want to remind you guys that there are women out there looking for a business to start from home. There are people out there looking for the opportunity to build an income while being home. And I was that woman. I didn't know what I was searching for. I didn't know what I would come across, but I knew that I wanted to make money from home. I wanted to build a business, and I wanted to be home to raise my babies. And so I just want you guys to know that sharing this coaching side of things shouldn't be scary, because there are women on the other side of the screen that want that so desperately want that, but maybe don't even know it exists because you're not sharing that side of things. So that's what we're going to get into today. How many of y'all have ever said, I can't find coaches who want to run the business with me, or I can't find anyone who wants to work the business with me? Raise your hand. I'm raising my hand because I've said it before too, in the 4 years that I have been a coach. And you might be wondering why. Why can I not find anyone that wants to run this business with me? Well, what I found out is that showing up as a challenger is easy, and showing up as a coach, maybe it's not, right? It's easy to post your workouts. It's easy to share your healthy meals. It's easy to talk about your accountability group because you're having so much fun in it. But why are you not talking about coaching? Maybe because you have some fears around it. Maybe because it's just uncomfortable because you haven't started talking that way. And so I'm going to share with you guys 6 of my best tips on when I reflected onto my business and what I did to recruit people to my coaching team. These are the 6 best things that I felt like I was doing on social media to really, really bring people into my business who wanted to not just sign up to with Beachbody, but who wanted to actually run the business alongside of me. First and foremost, you just simply have to get over your fear of sharing the business. Right? That's it. I know for me, I had so many fears about the business. Here I was, this like ex-corporate girl who thought I was going to climb the corporate ladder and be like top head honcho of her company one day. And now I had all these fears around, oh my gosh, how am I going to tell people I'm now that MLM girl? Like I had so many fears. How many of you guys have ever felt that way? Like, I don't want people to know I'm in an MLM. I don't want people to know I'm a network marketing company. Like I had so many fears around that. But here's the thing. This business will change your life, but only if you let it, right? Only if you decide to push past the fear and to get over those limiting beliefs and to get over the opinions of others, because who really gives a damn what other people think, right? Isn't bringing your family to financial freedom so much more important than someone else's opinion? And that's what I just had to remind myself over and over and over and over again, was that it didn't matter what people thought of me, because I was happy. I was finding joy in what I was doing. I was getting results. I was being surrounded by a community of women who made my life so much better. And I knew that what I was doing was good and that other people needed this too. And so I want to encourage you guys to get over the fear. If you're like, yep, that's me, I'm not sharing about coaching because I just am scared of what people are going to think of me, it's time to get over that. Because if you forever let that hold you back, you're never going to be able to step into the beauty of what this business can be for you and your family. Okay. So that's first and foremost with coach recruiting, is you just got to get over the stigma, over the fear of whatever it is that's holding you back from saying, I am a coach, I'm running a business, and I'm here open for business to help you also run a business. Okay. Just got to get over that fear. Next, this is a list of when I reflected on my social media posts, what I felt like was really the needle moving things that are inspiring people to want to join my team. And so my tip number 2 is you have to be bold in the way that you're posting. And so first thing that I think that I was doing really, really well was I share about my life vision. Okay. So I want you guys to think about your life vision. What do you want your life to look like? What is your ideal 24 hours? Where do you want to live? How do you want to live? All of these things are so important to think about, because when you can share your life vision, you get to paint the picture of the things that you're working towards. And when you can paint that picture, other people see that and be like, oh my gosh, that's my life vision. Those are the things I want for myself. I want to live my life like that. I want to be able to do these things. And then they're going to start thinking, wait a second. This is that coaching thing that she's doing that's allowing her to start reaching towards these life goals that she has. Okay. So when you can share your life vision, you're helping other people dream bigger too, and see that there is opportunity to get out of that corporate career or whatever it is that you're trying to leave or whatever it might be. But you have to paint that life picture, that life vision. And the next one is team vision. This goes kind of along the lines of life vision, but more so for your team. What's the vision that you have for your team? What do you want your team to look like in a year from now? What are the big goals that you guys are going to be crushing together? I know when I was a brand new coach, I basically trained myself in the coaching business through YouTube, because the coach I joined was actually a discount coach. And so she wasn't really growing the business. And so I would spend so much time watching YouTube videos when my baby was sleeping, when I was unloading the dishwasher, just trying to learn as much as I could. And I realized that if I wanted to grow a powerful business and bring in the kind of income I wanted, I had to grow my team. But I didn't have anyone on my team. So how was I going to talk about this team when I didn't have one? So what I did was I talked about the team that I wanted to build. I talked about the women that I wanted to do life with and that I wanted to link arms with. And I would talk about the goals that we would be working towards together. And I talked about how I wanted to lead a top team and how I didn't know what that was going to look like, because I was open and honest about being a brand new coach, but I made it known that I was willing to put in the work and that I wanted to build the team. And because I painted that picture of what my team was going to look like, it allowed people to see themselves on my team too. Because when you think about it, people don't get on a train that has no destination, right? You would never get on the airplane and be like, oh, I don't know where this is going, but I'm going to get on. That just sounds crazy. And the same thing goes for your team and your business, right? Like, we have to paint the picture of what people are joining so that they can see themselves a part of it. And so when I started sharing my team vision of how we wanted to build a top team and how we wanted to, help hundreds of women and how we wanted to be an elite team, and I didn't even know what elite was, but it was something that sounded cool and I wanted that. I started finding women who also wanted to be a part of something big like that. So I want you guys to think about, what do you want for your team? What are the goals that you want to be crushing in 2023 with your team? Because those are the things that I want to challenge you guys to go boldly talk about on your stories, because talking about them is how you're going to find women who also want to walk that walk with you and take on the challenge of this business as well. Next is belief. Are you posting about the big things that you're believing for yourself? Because that's really inspiring for a lot of people. There are a lot of women out there who are struggling. And so when you can share the things that you're working towards and the woman that you're becoming, that's really inspiring for other people. Next is abundance mindset. Are you sharing about the income that you're building and how it's blessing your family? Because if not, then you're kind of missing it, right? Because you probably joined because you wanted to make supplemental income for your family. And so when you can go on your stories and share about how this supplemental income is helping your family pay for groceries, cover gas, send your kid to preschool so you can have more time, whatever it might be, it's time to start talking about those things. I know maybe you feel like money is weird to talk about, but it's not. It's really not. I read a statistic a couple months ago that said with inflation and the way things are in the world right now, you have to make about $6,000 more this year than last year just to live at the same pace that you were living last year, right? Most people probably aren't getting a $6,000 raise, because a $1,000 raise on a $50,000 salary, it's not quite there. And so this is the opportunity to help people fill in that gap, to help supplement their income. And so it's time to start just being bold and sharing about those things, because when you can share what your paycheck is doing, that's going to also help people be like, wait a second, I would love to get my groceries paid for, or I would love to have fun money to be able to go on date nights with my spouse and hire a babysitter. But it's up to you to start sharing those things so people can see that there is an opportunity to make money and that you're not just having fun and getting fit, you're building an income doing that. And next thing is talking about your ideal coach. I know for me, when I was a brand new coach, the way that I was recruiting to my team was I would put up basically a job listing post. It would be like a cute picture of me and my baby, and I would put some writing over it that said help wanted, or aspiring influencers wanted, or whatever the tacky words were that I would write on there. And I would literally write a caption that was just a job listing. It was, if you are a woman who blank? Do you want to blank? Are you looking to blank? And I would put those up like 2 to 3 times a month on my feed. And that's how I was making sure that I was regularly showing people that I was here for them. I was here ready to mentor them to start a business because I was looking for them. Now, obviously, social media has changed. We're not putting up crazy looking graphics with writing and words all over them, but I still do the same thing with reels. I'll find a reel where there's like a beat where I can like point to things. And in the pointing, I'll write like, if you're a woman who, and I'll point. And it's essentially the same thing. It's me just calling out the exact woman that I'm looking to join my team. Because if you can speak directly to her, then that's going to help her see that she needs to reach out to you, because you're going to start speaking directly to her. And so the next point, number 3, is, do you know the person that you're looking for? My business personally took a huge turn for the best once I got specific about who I wanted on my team. When I was a brand new coach, I was just trying to recruit anyone and everyone. And I could recruit them onto my team, but my retention just was not there. They would join my team and maybe, coach for like 2 to 3 weeks or a month, and then they would just like fall off. And I got so frustrated because I just didn't understand why I wasn't gaining traction. And what I realized was I wasn't being specific enough on who I wanted on my team. And so I had this team of women who just like didn't have much in common and just like we're on all different pages. And so once I got specific about the person that I was looking for and who my avatar was, my team took a turn. Because then I started growing a team of women who had stuff in common, and we were working towards similar goals, and we had similar life visions, and we enjoyed similar things. And so it was fun, and we started creating that community. And you know what, guys, when people feel a part of a community, they don't want to leave that. Okay. And so it's so important as coaches and as business mentors that we help people feel a part of something, because when you feel a part, you don't want to leave that. It's only when your team maybe feels distant or like they're not getting to know each other. It's easy to back out when you're not emotionally invested. And so when you can get to know the person you're looking for and build a team that feels close because they have a lot in common, they're going to stick around, and you're going to start gaining that traction that you're looking for on your team. And you're going to go from being a diamond coach to a 2-star diamond coach to a 5-star diamond coach. And you're going to start having a lot more fun, because now that I know who I'm looking for on my team, I enjoy mentoring my coaches. I have fun. I look forward to our calls together, to where in the beginning, when I was just, trying to bring anyone onto my team, there were some mentorship calls that I was like, oh, this is like literally the last thing I want to do right now, because I had a team of young professionals who were fresh out of college. I had women who were like 22 and in that fresh party stage. And here I was, a stay-at-home mom in the thick of like mom life with spit up all over me. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to relate to this young professional? What am I going to say to like make myself feel cool enough to like be able to mentor her? You know what I mean? And so when I really started knowing the person I wanted, this business got so much more fun for me because I started finding my people and I enjoyed mentoring them, and we enjoyed getting to do life together. And so I'm going to share with you guys this document that I have that I send to my team and some of my newer coaches. I go through this, and it's a document that you can use to get to know your avatar. Maybe you're like, I don't know who my avatar is and I have no idea how to find them. I want you to reach out to Megan for this document and to fill it out. I have all of these questions here that I want you to be able to answer about your avatar, your ideal coach that you're looking for on your team. Some of these questions might seem silly, some of them might be more serious, but all of these questions are important for you to get to know exactly who it is that you're looking for. Because the beautiful thing about this business is who I'm looking to join my team is probably very different than who you're looking to join your team. And that's okay. That's such an incredible thing about this business. And so if you feel like you're spinning your wheels in this business and you're doing the things, but you're not recruiting anyone to your team and you're struggling to find challengers, I want to urge you to spend a lot of time on this document, because if you feel like you're just spinning your wheels, it's because your messaging might just be lukewarm, right? Like you're not hitting the nail on the head for anyone because you're trying to attract all different kinds of people. And because of that, nobody's really relating to your story. So I really want to encourage you guys to get to know the person that you want on your team. And even in your challenge groups, it goes both ways. Get to know your avatar, who you're bringing into your challenge groups and onto your coaching team. Next is start sharing team wins for social proof. Show people that you're not the only one. There's a lot of skeptical people out there, especially when they see us in network marketing, because unfortunately there's been some scammy people out there, but show people that you're not the only one finding success. And if you don't have a team yet, shout out your peers. If you see Megan post rank advancements for the week or successes of other people on your team, take a screenshot and go and put that on your stories. It's okay that it's not someone underneath you. We get to celebrate each other. And that's such a beautiful part of this community, is it really is community and collaboration and getting to do life together, and just get into the habit of celebrating each other. Because people, like I said, want to see that you're not the only one. And so getting to celebrate all the little things, making everything a big deal and just owning it, that's going to help you build your team, is because people are going to see like, wow, she's not the only one doing this. Wow, she's not the only one rank advancing her business and growing her business. And so just get used to celebrating people and recognizing people and sharing all different kinds of wins. Another thing that I do regularly is I send business invites every single day. And so I created a little business activity tracker for myself. It's basically just the one that Beachbody gives. I just kind of simplified it and made it into a way that my brain enjoys to sit down and do every day. And on here is coaching invites. I have challenger invites, but I send coaching invites every single day. And so here's what an initial invite might look like. I like to send these via voice message. I'll say something like, hey, Sarah, okay, I have to tell you, I love following you. And that's where I'll insert a very genuine reason why I enjoy following this person. I get so excited every time I see your story bubble light up, and I know I can't be the only one that feels this way. I really think you'd be a natural at what I do as a coach. Have you ever thought about it? I think you would be amazing. I'm hosting a coaching info call, and I would love for you to listen in to see if this could be for you too. So something I realized about inviting to coaching is it's so much easier to invite to coaching when you can invite them onto something, like inviting them onto a webinar or inviting them into a coaching info group. Because if you're trying to just invite someone to coaching through the DMs and you're going back and forth on every little detail of coaching, that's just making yourself work so much harder and not smarter. Okay. So I want to challenge you guys. If you're not sending coaching invites, or maybe if you're not running a webinar, find a success partner and challenge yourself to run one coaching info call with your success partner a month, and just start there and start inviting to the call. You're going to realize that it's so much easier to recruit to your team when you can just say, hey girl, love to see what you're doing. I think you'd be an amazing fit. Why don't you jump on this call and just listen in? And then you just kill it on the call, versus going back and forth in the DMs with 5 people. And then the conversation might die out and it might feel awkward at times. It's just working so much harder. And so I'll follow up and say, hey, Sarah, in just 3 days, my coaching info call is kicking off, and I would love for you to be a part if you were interested. Absolutely no strings attached, no pressure to join. Just would love for you to be on a fly on the wall to see if maybe this could be for you. What do you think? And so I want to challenge you guys, start sending coaching invites. Just because you invite someone to coaching and they say no, doesn't mean you can't invite them to your challenge group still, or vice versa. If someone says no to your challenge group, that doesn't mean that they're not looking for an opportunity to grow a business, and they might say yes to your coaching invite. And so don't let yourself get into your head of like, oh, I don't want to invite her to coaching because I want to invite her to my challenge group, or I don't want to invite her to my challenge group because I want to invite her to coaching, or whatever it might be. Like, you can still invite them even if they said no to one to the other. Because if my coach would have invited me to the challenge group, I would have been like, fitness is not my jam. This is not for me. Sorry. But if she would have invited me to, hey, I have this business opportunity where you can work on yourself, become the best version of you, and build an income from home, I would have been like, yep, ding, 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 sign me up. I'm here for that. Okay. So don't let yourself get in your head about inviting. Just invite people. If you follow people and you're like, man, I feel like I could be best friends with this person in real life. Like, you just vibe so much on social media. You guys go back and forth on each other's stories. you need to invite that person to your team because there is more there and you guys could be growing an incredible team together. And my last tip for you guys, we kind of covered this already, but speak directly to your avatar. If you're trying to attract everyone to your business, you're going to attract no one. I promise you that. There are so many Beachbody coaches out there who are unfortunately just spinning their tires, and they're not gaining traction because they're not getting specific on who their business is serving. Okay. You are not just out here to help women live happier and healthier. Okay. You are here to help a very specific woman live happier and healthier. And it's up to you to figure out who is that woman that my business is serving. Because the women that my business is serving should be totally different than the women that your business is serving. And so I want you to think about, who were you before you started Beachbody? What were the things you were struggling with? What were the things that you were dreaming about in your life that you wanted? What were the things that you needed change in? All of the things that you were struggling with that ultimately made you say yes to Beachbody is probably what your ideal avatar is also struggling with. And that's the woman you're meant to serve, because you walked the walk that she's now walking through. And because she's been through the struggles that you were once through, you now get to help her through those. And sharing your story over and over and over and over and over and over again is going to help you attract that woman that's meant to be in this business with you, that's meant to be in your challenge groups, because you know what she's going through. And so I really, really want to challenge you guys to get specific on who your business is meant to serve, because your business is not meant to serve my people. My people are not going to be attracted to your business. And so I just really want you guys to just know that trying to attract everyone is just not the way you want to be running your business. That's what I did in the beginning, and it was just not a successful way. So once you can get specific and be like, wow, my business is meant for 50 plus women who are in the thick of menopausal stage and who are trying to figure out, what's this next step? My kids are in college. My son's getting married. Maybe I might be having grandchildren soon. Like, get specific. Is that you? That's the business. That's the woman you're meant to be serving. Or maybe you're a single divorced mom, right? Maybe you are a mom of two and you just got a divorce. Maybe that's the woman you're supposed to be serving, because when you can get specific about who you're looking for and you can speak to that one person, you know what happens? You start attracting hundreds of that one person. And so I know for me in the beginning, I used to get really self-conscious about excluding people. Like, probably for the first 2 years of my business, I actually never called out moms in my posts, even though deep down I knew that's who I wanted to serve. I knew that was the woman I was looking for. I knew that was the woman I wanted to do life with. But I was like, I would type out a caption and call out a mom, and then I'd be like, backspace. Oh, but I have so many young professionals that follow me that just like aren't moms yet. Are they going to feel excluded from my post if I call out moms? Just don't even let yourself get there, because no, people are still going to be inspired by you, even if they're not that specific person you're calling out. But when you call out that one woman, you're going to start finding a whole lot of that one woman. And when you can get specific about her struggles and her obstacles and the things that she's facing in her day-to-day, and you can start directing your content to specifically reaching that woman, your business is going to grow and you're going to start having fun, and your challenge group is going to start filling up and becoming something incredible. And I just want to remind you that it's okay to exclude people. It actually should be that way, because you are not for everyone, and that's okay. Okay. And so I want to leave you with this. To reach her, you need to serve her. To serve her, you need to know her. Okay. Read that again, read it backwards. To reach her, you need to serve her, and to serve her, you need to know her. So that's all I had for you guys. I hope this was helpful. Just know that there are people out there looking for a side business, a side hustle, looking for an opportunity to make money. And just remember that this business is powerful. Don't let yourself hide in fear of sharing the coaching side of things. I mean, you guys are all a part of an incredible team with literally endless resources. And so if you're sitting here saying, wow, this sounds great, but how could I mentor someone, or how could I help someone find success. I'm struggling to find success myself. It's okay. We all start somewhere. We all started with one person on our team and have grown, and you have incredible resources above you that are going to help you figure out what those next steps are. Don't even worry about the next steps. Just bring someone onto your team and then reach out to your upline and be like, okay, I have this new coach. What do I do now? Because I have no idea what to do. But I would love to open up the floor for maybe Q&A, or I don't know if there is questions in the chat.
Everyone basically just loved it. Thank you. You could read through the chat, but so helpful, so relatable. I know the avatar thing is something that people really responded, like, can't wait to do this. I need to do this. I have needed to do this. And I actually had a call with someone earlier today, and I had said, like, I feel like this is something I got away from. Like, if you looked at my team when I started, every single coach had I have a daughter and a son. Every single coach in my team had a daughter and a son who was roughly my age, all of them, because I spoke directly to the mom in the thick of motherhood who lost a piece of herself, who's tried to figure out life after babies. Like, that's who I was. And I feel like you said, like, well, I can help a mom, but I can help you if you're not a mom. And I can, like, I think I've gotten less specific as I've gotten further along. So I know for me, like, hearing this was like perfect timing and just confirmation. Like, I remember when I was so uber specific, that's what my team looked like then. My challengers look like that. My team looked like that. Like, I don't know, so helpful. So helpful.
Yeah. And something that's good to remember too is your avatar is going to change throughout the year.
For sure.
Like, don't feel like, oh, I have to pick this one avatar and it's going to be the same forever. It's not. Like, I know recently for me, I started kind of like losing joy in social media, and I was struggling to write posts. And I realized it was because I was, trying to force myself to relate to, I thought was my avatar, who I'm just not that person anymore. Like, I've grown. And so now I'm looking for a new woman to join my team, where like 4 years ago, that woman looks totally different than the woman I'm looking for today. So don't also let yourself think like, oh my gosh, I have to stick to this one person. And it's, how am I going to talk to this one person forever? Like, as you grow and evolve, your avatar is probably going to grow and evolve alongside of you too.
So true. So true. So helpful. And I love the wording you use too. Like, I took a screenshot of that. I was like, that is so good. Like, and it's just so helpful to hear how someone else words it. Like, I mean, doing this forever, but yet I can hear someone else. I'm like, that's so much better than what I'm saying right now. I'm going to go ahead and tweak it and use it. And you made it sound just so simple. So I appreciate that, because you simplified it to where it's like, I feel like if you listen to this, you're like, I can go invite people to join coaching. Like, I can go do this now. So I appreciate that. Does anyone else have any questions? Love it, love it, love it. Lots of love for you, Morgan.
I put that document in the chat, so make sure you
I
guys
grabbed the link and I saved it. So I'll go ahead and put it into the team page. Then I got that. Thank you. Anyone else? Everyone's like, I'm just going to go sit down and go do my avatar now.
So I do this call for a lot of teams, and I always get one question. I'm surprised someone hasn't asked it, but maybe you're thinking it. So I'll just cover it real quick. The question I always get after this call is, okay, this is so great, but like, how do you find this one person? So I'll just quickly go through in a very shortened version how you can find your person once you go through that document and you really feel like you know who it is. I have a little sticky note on my desk, and I have 6 Instagram accounts written down that I feel like my people are hanging out at. It's some bloggers, it's some local restaurants, local boutique, it's the coffee shop up the road that I hang out all the time. And so when I sit down to do my business activity tracker and I get to the part where it's making new connections, which I still do this business activity tracker every single day, even as a multi-elite 9-star diamond coach, because this is like the gold of your business. When I sit down to make those new connections, I go through those 6 accounts. And what I do is I pull up their most recent photo. I go to who's liking that photo, because that shows that they're on social media recently, and I'll just go through and see who liked the photo. And what I assume is, if I enjoy following this person and I feel like I have a lot in common with this person, then the people following them probably are very similar to me, since I find myself like this person. And so I would challenge you guys, once you go through that avatar document and you're like, okay, this is my avatar, I want you then to find like 5 to 6 accounts on Instagram of all different genres, bloggers, restaurants, places you like to hang out in your local area, and just find your people there. It's so much easier than searching hashtags. I know I used to type in like hashtag motherhood. that's like such a terrible way of finding your people, because there's a whole lot of people using that hashtag. So getting really specific and finding those accounts. Someone asked, do you have a coach recruitment goal for each month? Yes, I do set a goal every single month. And so I think it's really important to make sure as you're entering a new month, set the goals that you want to reach for yourself. I would say my average is I probably recruit 5 to 6 coaches a month right now, with the goal being 10, but I haven't reached that goal in a while, just because summer and kids and all that stuff. But yeah, that's my goal for Q4, is to get back to trying to recruit 10 a month. But here's the thing. I grew my business recruiting 2 to 3 coaches a month. That's all. You don't have to be okay, I'm going to recruit 10 coaches. What about recruiting 2 coaches to your team a month, or 3 or 1? Just starting, somewhere is great too.
I love it. Super, super helpful. I took note. I'm not actually a big note taker. I'm usually someone who sits and listens to calls, and I'm shoot, wasn't prepared. I have notes all over every corner of a piece of paper because well, that was good. Oh, that was so good. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Anything else for Morgan, ladies? Very helpful, very helpful.
Well, I felt the same way about the call you gave for my team, FYI.
Happy to do it. I feel this is the best of both worlds. Take what you're good at, share it. Beauty of it, we're not on the same team, but collaboration always wins.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate your insight and all your tips and all of the information. I will get this recording out along with that avatar document. And thank you guys all for joining on. Have a good rest of the week. Good night, guys.
Bye. Thank you.